Hello, everybody. This morning, I mean, one thing, it's been so blinking quiet this morning. So far, I've only taken £3.50, which is better than absolutely nothing. But but anyway, yeah. So this morning, one of the ladies from the Swans Trust popped in. It was because Swans Trust, they're the ones that run Swans Yard. She came in with a bit of post, and it was a business rates bill from Dorset Council for my shop. I mean, what Dorset Council had done is they'd addressed it to Swans Trust. So, I mean, one thing I'm going to have to try and do is get them to start sending things directly to me. Because, I mean, I don't know how long Swans Trust have been sitting on it. Because it's basically a business council tax bill for the current year, which obviously started 1st of April and we're now middle of April. So I get the impression Swans Trust might have been sitting on it for a little while, accidentally, whatever. So anyway, I got the bill in, so I got the bill today. And I mean, one of the things I want to do is, when I looked at it, because it's like business council tax bills, the same as like personal ones, pay over 10 months, but if you want to, you can pay over 12 months. So I thought I'd do that. But if you want to pay over 12 months, you've got to contact the council by the 14th of April, which is today. And I've only just been given the bill today by Swans Trust. So that was a quick email. So hopefully they'll accept it and let me do over 12 months. But I mean, there was a couple of other points as well. Because in the envelope, you've got the bill for sort of this year's council, like tax year, but it's also got including bills for the previous 2 tax years, and it's saying they're outstanding. I mean, I moved in at the beginning of February, so I kind of caught 2 months worth of. I got the last 2 months of the previous tax year. So another point in the email, the first point I made was I want to pay over 12 months. The other point I made was I moved into this unit in February this year, the last 2 months of the previous tax year. So at most, I've got to pay for 2 months worth of council tax on the business, like business council tax for the previous tax year. I ain't paying any more than that. If there's any, if the council taxes hasn't on this property hasn't been paid for the previous 2 tax years, they're not getting any money out of me. I'll pay for like 2/12 of the previous tax. Yeah, that's the most I'm going to prepared to pay, because I've only had 2 months here for the previous tax year. So yeah, that was a bit of a surprise, sort of seeing they've included bills for the previous 2 taxes. It's like, what's going on there? Has the Dorset County Council made some kind of a mistake? Which is entirely possible. County councils, any government body is prone to making mistakes, innocently or otherwise. Or did the previous business that was here before me not pay the business rate taxes for 2 years? I don't know. I don't like to say anything. So I'm not pointing anything. I'm just sort of wondering out loud here. But and then the third thing was, right. So, for the previous 2 tax years, the rateable value for this unit, £6,000. This tax year, the rateable value, £7,900. It's gone up by nearly £2,000, gone up by about 30%. I was looking at that and I was just thinking, what the actual fuck? 30% increase on rateable value. What the bloody hell's bells is this all about? So my third point in my email that I sent to them was, can you explain why the rateable value's gone up by £1,900? What the actual bloody hell's bells? It's like, I mean, when I'll tell you, with if you've got business rates and stuff like that going up, it's I'm gonna, it makes you wonder. It's no great wonder why a lot of businesses struggle and all the rest. So I've sent an email off and got a standard automated reply saying, "Oh, we've received your email. We're experiencing a lot of business, at the moment, so there's a delay in responding." But I've sent the email, and I've got an acknowledgement that it's been received, so it'll get dealt with in some point, So hopefully they'll let me spread the bill over 12 months and see what happens with the rateable value. But anyway, so that was an interesting thing to be dealing with this morning. So all good fun. Anyway, time for me to get a bit of lunch, I think. So, see you all later.